So I knew I was due for depression. And, you know, finally, I couldn't. You know, I would always, because they always happened in winter, in like February. So if I thought if I could just make it through February, it was March, and then it was April, and then it was May. And I don't know, the weather had something to do with it. And I was just like on edge, increasingly on edge, back in '96. And one day, I woke up. One morning, before my usual time, which is always, you know, iffy. It's like, what's going on now? But this, literally, a buzzer was going off in my head. A buzzer. And it scared the hell out of me. And I immediately thought, oh my God, this is sin. This is sin. I got a sin problem. Now, why did I go right to sin as the problem? I don't know. What else, you know, could it be? It had to be something major. So I took, you know, I had a half of a Valium or something laying around that I got from my mother. And I took it and calmed down a little bit, but when it started to wear off, I think it was the next day. It was like, oh my God, I'm in the shit. I am in the shit. So maybe it was May the 12th that I heard the buzzer. Then May the 13th, where, you know, I was in a panic. And so the Valium had worn off. I was just driving. I went up the road a little ways, and I parked. I went across the bridge, across Kanawha River, a place called Kanawha Falls. Instead of going right to Kanawha Falls, I went left on a dirt road, and I just parked on that dirt road. And, you know, I was desperate. I didn't know what to do. You know, for the past 2 years, I had utilized the tools that I had learned about depression, but it was just getting too much for me. Having to live with that specter of watching yourself, watching out for triggers, just cutting down on activities. I got to the point where I couldn't even dial the phone. Is back, you know, 96, where I would have to dial the number, hang up, and then hit redial, because it would just wore me out to dial a freaking number. You know, it was a push tone. So anyway, yeah. So it worked out miraculously. But I did, you know, make a promise to God that, and I would start serving Him. I would start acting more like a Christian. And I got this memory of 20 years earlier when I was going to this. I had friends we were fellowshipping together. They were like, you know, their background college students, Baptist church, and they were sweet. It was a sweet brand of Christianity. People that just, loved the Lord. Christians who just loved the Lord and hung out together. So there was this little church. I remembered, this was all a memory. This was just like, I was just taking a trip down memory lane, parked there on that dirt road. I said, Lord, how about if I go back to that time period in my life where, I was that way. I was working harder at Christianity and my relationship. Expected more of myself. I wanted to do all of those Christian things. So, and the idea of serving the Lord and, more or less cleaning up your act, your lifestyle. And it worked. I said, well, I'll do that for 3 years if you'll just give me relief. Give me relief. So I made a bargain with God. You're not supposed to be able to do this. You can't bargain with God. It's his way or the highway. But maybe that was true. Maybe I said, okay, I'll do it your way. I'll do it your way for 3 years. So we all make that bargain at some point. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna do it your way. I'm gonna do this your way because I can't take this anymore. Doing it my way. So that's what I did. Repentance was big. I repented. I did, some outward things, in my life. Got rid of a couple of magazines. There wasn't much, Mostly it was mental. Because mostly I lived in my head. Pretty much a hermit, a recluse. So I did that, and lo and behold, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven. And I told my mother what was going on, and I heard her talking on the phone. Oh my God, Paige's. I can't remember what she said, but she was like, oh my God, Paige has done it again. He's gone down that ultra-religious path. And some amazing things started happening. One of the things was I came back to the family fold for the first time. Actually, I'm not coming back. I'd never been part of the family fold like I was to be the next 17 years. And Lord, I wish I could pause this because there's another part of this other than just coming back. Oh, okay. So, I'd done all this repenting, and I was like, how do I know God has forgiven me? So an answer came. An answer came in the form of a song I had already written music for the Psalm 23. And lo and behold, I got a whole new, it was similar. It was a whole new take on that music. And I made it a really good recording, you know, one in 1,000, you know. It was good. There wasn't any mistakes. And I started, that was my what I needed. That was what I needed to let me know that yes, I had been forgiven. And that's what I got out of that. So I started making tapes of that, tape copies of that recording. And I must have passed out 200 at least. So I'm thinking of doing that with the Lord's Prayer now. The Lord's Prayer has been different though. But anyway, this relates to my father on earth because, you know, we never talked, we never got along. He was always pissed off at me. He was always, what the hell did you do today? You know, like, you loser. Basically, he just didn't think I was doing anything. Well, I was fighting depression. Let's see, what else was I doing? I was praying. What else was I doing? I was praying. I was begging God for mercy. You know, that's, I remember that. What's it like? What's it like when you're undergoing this? Oh, well, I remember laying in bed for hours begging, asking God for mercy, praying for mercy. Have mercy, have mercy, have mercy. So when I came back to the family fold, I started really enjoying my parents, being around them. I would come down for breakfast every morning, tuck them in at night, help my dad out who was getting, you know, make sure he got down the steps all right. And I was, you know, I felt needed, I felt good about that, and they helped me and I helped them. So this went on for 17 years. And it was great. It was great. So my dad even came around and said to my mother, that page is a jewel. That page is a jewel. That was quite a remarkable statement when I heard her say that.